Oh boy, this is gonna be exciting. This is gonna be exciting, and we're live here with Ed in the casting booth, who has graciously allowed me to stream this.
Player defeated.
We have Matt way too high, bottom right, against Ludo, top left, on Arabian Oasis, just as a first starting map. And we're in for the best of 11 here. And this entire show match basically came about because we did a podcast, and I believe Ludo was rated higher than Matt, and Matt had a few strong words about it. And so here we are. Ed, what do you think about it? What are your thoughts on this? I know you're a big fan of Matt, you're a big friend of Matt. So what are your thoughts?
Oh, it's an unbiased.
Oh. Do we lose that? Oh no. Uh-oh. Ed?
Hey, hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
That thing goes silent when I go back into the game. Let me know if I go silent again.
Alright.
So to answer your question, unbiasedly, I feel like it's not about Matt being my friend or anything like that.
Mhm.
And I know that we're talking about like we're not discussing the past ranks and stuff.
Yep.
But Matt himself, he's an all-around great player. He's a beast Allied player. He's a beast Soviet player. He's a beast Yuri player. He plays for fun nowadays more than anything, but that doesn't take away the skill that he does have to offer. And I think genuinely he's way above where he was placed. But again, I know every.
Oh, he died again. Oh dear.
Well, that's going to be annoying. Anyways, yeah, he should be a little bit higher than he is now.
Yeah, and I think we've been giving a little bit too much love to the top players. I'm gonna try and maybe get some of the middle or some instead of the normal, Marco, Legend, Lud0wig, of course. We might just start getting some of the other guys in, Miko, Sander, Blazer, Matt, But I think most, especially the ones in my YouTube, on the YouTube channel, don't really know who these guys are, which is a shame for sure. But I think Matt is probably one of, if not the best 2v2 player we've seen or we know. And Ludo is a very, very solid player. People look over the fact that Ludo has been ranking top 15 for about maybe 3 months in a row, 4 months in a row. This guy is solid, man, and he can play both RA2 and Uris. He finished rank 11 on both ladders. This in what the fuck was last month? In August. Yeah, so he's definitely no pushover. And I'm hyped to see this. I don't know if we lost you again, Ed. Shit. What the fuck is happening to Discord? Alright, we got triple war here by both players. Matt obviously down the bottom right. He's going Sov, not just trademark allied. But triple war for Ludo as well. Ed, I don't know if you're there. Drop me a message and I can see, because I don't hear you at all right now. Look at Ludo pushing down towards the bottom here. Both players on good refineries. Hasn't spread to that back refinery yet for Ludo. Matt has spread there. Ludo now on 4 factories, already on that 3rd patch, finishing up those jam patches. They should be expanding to the back pretty soon. Okay, hold on. Let's see whether this works better.
Yeah, hopefully this works a little bit better. I don't know why the channel keeps kicking me out or muting my voice.
Ooh, I'm liking Ludo's position here. This build towards the forward position, getting some map control in the middle, and then slowly expanding to the back. Matt only just started getting his gems.
Yeah, that's pretty strange when you actually come from watching a lot of the top tier players. Those gems are pretty much like one of the first things that people grab.
Ooh, it's engagement. I'm not sure how it goes for Matt. No sentry guns available for him. We're just gonna run right through him. Look at the tank numbers. No dog for Matt either. Interesting.
Yeah,
oof.
So it's
Oh my god, did we lose that again? What the fuck? Hey, do you want to restart your Discord in case something's happening, man? I don't know what it is. All right, coming in and out, in and out, in and out.
All right, let's get going. Pretty interesting, actually. Ludo, I think when I first met him, I felt like he was more of an allied player back then. I feel like he's been playing a lot more solos now. I'm not sure if he categorized himself as an allied player, but also Matt, kind of the same thing. He's always, well, in 2v2s, that's kind of his thing, you know, allied. And in 1v1s, he was also allied player for a while. So it's pretty interesting to see them both kind of just being able to swap back and forth throughout the series. I think we're going to continue seeing it.
Yeah, I think when I first met Ludo as well, I knew him from going Korea. He always goes Korea, and I remember this one game on Stardust where he absolutely abused Korea really, really well. And I'm hoping to say the same.
He reminded me a lot like Blazer back then. Him and Blazer, I kind of used to get them confused because they were both I don't know why, similar attitudes in a sense, and then they had the same like almost play style as Korea. Yeah, lately, Belt's right. There's been a lot more Soviet coming out of Ludo. I think he's actually gave up on Allied, the Allied dream, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of talk about that. I mean, I do think that Allied needs a buff of some sort. You know, we've seen too much of Soviet. It's just it leads and it gives for a little bit of a stagnant game. I wouldn't say boring, but a little bit more stagnant. But AVS to me is the most fun kind of matchup to see if we have an Allied buff. But we'll see here. Matt is going to America.
It's really dependent on the map. I really have to say that over and over. When we compare Allied versus Soviets, that conversation is never ending. It's so controversial. It will never come down to like, okay, yeah, Allied is just really weak, right? And then you put Allied on like Depth Charge or Alaskan Oil Spill or a big large map, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, hold on. Allied is not weak. Actually, Allied was just playing on a different map that was against their strength, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about maps. Maps give the factions the opportunity to utilize their strengths or their weaknesses depending on what map you're playing. Obviously, on a small map, Soviets are stronger, so that's obvious. It's always going to be an obvious thing. But nowadays, we have really big open maps. A lot of the map creators are creating pretty balanced maps, in my opinion, where I feel like Allied and Soviets are pretty balanced, with just that little minor Allied PP buff, right? That I think needed for sure.
I think the minimum buff that we need for Allied is that PP buff, just to make it a little more even. Other than that,
that's fine.
GI buff, I don't think it's needed.
But hey, keep in mind though, that little buff that you give to that power made France a little more OP.
Yeah. Just that one buff, I think, sort of it promoted a lot of rushes by the Allied, and I think I remember Lud0wig having a go at Path because everyone started doing the Cell MCV Allied rush, and it kept working over and over again.
Yeah, that shit sucks. It's so annoying. So yeah, it looks like Matt sitting in a pretty comfortable position here. He is taking the gems in the center. He's already on his, he's mixing it up actually. He's on two different little patches there. So Ludo, 3 war factories though, something to point out, because Matt is still only on 1. So
yeah, we often see just one Allied war factory. Only the later games do we see them. If we go up to 2 or 3. But they're all pretty far from Matt though. It's gonna help him a fuck ton in terms of eco and everything. But I like this long distance mining, like you said earlier. Ludo now finally moving towards the middle as well. This build from Ludo is nice down that cliff. But I kind of worry for Matt here. His production isn't really keeping up with Ludo's 3 war factories to 1. Even though it's an ally of the Soviet, I think he needs one more. Or if we just even out the war factories here.
Yeah, Ludo will get that lump sum right now. He started mining gems in the center, so as soon as these things start dumping like they are now, he'll stabilize a little bit more. He'll be able to pump out another war factory if he actually wanted to.
This is a little bit of a camp that we're seeing here from Matt.
Yeah, Matt has been known in the past to be an excellent camper. Back then, he used to be the type of player who would sit behind prism towers and just fucking wait for his opponent, even if it took 20 minutes. Yeah. Oh man, this guy would literally, here's the prism towers now, you know. But I'm wondering if he kind of still has the same playstyle. It's been a long time that he's like actually tried, you know, like a try hard 1v1.
Yeah. This show match seems very personal for him, so I would think that he is trying really hard here. Or trying to
This match, there's no way he's gonna have an excuse this game where he says I was high or I wasn't trying. Because this is literally the reason why we're having this, to prove that he's better than other players that were placed or ranked higher in that little tier list or whatever, you know. So no excuses this one, you know.
So I mean, based on the unit count so far, Ludo fucked the rhinos as per usual. A handful of mirages. I don't think I don't think Matt out-tanks Ludo in this case. But this one on the right side of the Grizzlies here. This is a difference that we're seeing with the ally gameplay. Tons of splits with different unit types, and mirages on one side, Grizzlies on the other. And Ludo's in trouble in the middle here. Oh my god. That's a bomb that flagged Rockies very nicely. There's that forward
right side push by Ludo does not have any anti-air though, so he might be able to snipe that. And he is going to snipe that MCV. Matt is sleeping.
Did he not see that on the right side? Forces that cell.
I don't know. Looks like he didn't. So Matt is now stuck with whatever buildings he has now. He has 2 war factories. He does have enough power. He doesn't have to worry about that. I mean, there's no more buildings gonna come, so.
Yeah. Ludo already attacked up on lab and sells 1 war factory. Interesting. So there's now 2 wars. But I think Matt will be able to survive just a little bit longer. Production-wise, 2 war factories, like you said. And he does have refineries on good patches. None of the refineries are on dry patches, considering he is not able to build any more refineries. And now that I see from Ludo is going to come out, it's going to be a problem. I think Ludo's going to camp now and wait for that IC.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. This is the type of matches that I end up liking because now you have a pressure on the player, right? Matt is on a time zone or time limit right now. The longer he waits, the harder it's going to get for him. So he needs to make moves, and right now 1 war factory for all your Rocketeers. I'm not sure if that's worth it. He does have 8k, 9k technically, so he can spam them. He doesn't have any more MCV, so he doesn't have to worry about productions. Look at the middle, meanwhile, by the way.
Yeah, Matt pushed through the middle and bottom left as well. He just sniped the second miner there with the Grizzlies while pushing on the right hand side as well. So, three-way split from Matt, albeit a little bit slow, but it is effective in a sense. And he's trying to maintain the 3-way split. Ludo pushes on the left side, push him away. More Mirage is gonna meet with those Grizzlies, and another that's a bomb incoming here from Matt. I'm liking
those Mirages on the cliff. They're pretty nice. They're gonna clean up those tanks. Ludo on the right side trying to push in. He has Deso Bomb. Deso Bomb goes down. Huge Deso Bomb kills the entire flag group there. This is gonna be a big push here by Ludo. Meanwhile, though, he is getting pushed in his base. I wonder how this is going to turn out here. Matt not defending his base just yet.
I'm loving this micro from Matt, but that Deso Bomb, I think, will probably be the be-all end-all here. Ludo's trying to snipe that lab if he can.
He's going to defend this. He's going to defend this. He needs to get in there. Oh, the IC.
I see. That's rough.
Couple Grizzlies from Matt sticking around, not doing much in his base.
And Ely coming out as well for Ludo. I think Mirages will take care of it, but the damage that Matt will sustain, pretty huge there. But Matt gets the power out of the way.
Honestly, this is going to be a great game here. Ludo lost a lot more than I thought. He lost every miner. He has 1 miner on the field right now.
Yeah, I think there were a couple miners along the distance sitting on the bottom left got sniped. I think Matt as well, when he pushed in, he sniped a lot of wall factories, a lot of miners at the same time. And along when he came back, he got out the power, and now Ludo's IC is going to be a little bit delayed. So I think Matt's going to try and capitalize on this.
He needs to pump out miners as he does right now. He just pulls 1 out. That's going to slow him down in his production, which means that because Matt's still sitting on 12k, he can spam as much as he wants. He lost his AFC though, so no more Rocketeers for him. He is trying to snipe out these refineries.
Not sure
Rogers are there to back it up.
Not sure refinery is the best option, but he's snapping miners again here from Ludo.
If he snipes out the refineries, there's no more production for Ludo. Ludo's stuck on $4. No more miners, no more refineries. He's he's done for. This is well played by Matt. He see, that's something that Matt does have, and keep in mind in his 2v2 games, he prioritizes buildings so well. He's smart when it comes down to like prioritizing buildings, right?
Yeah.
Like he could have prioritized that IC maybe, you know, that would have been a pretty good choice. But even the refiners were, I think, just as important.
Yeah. Lud0w left with 1 miner and no wall factories. He does have that IC, so Matt is being a little bit more cautious, but that splits from Matt to left side, middle, right side. Lud0w just out microed, honestly.
Yeah, and that's what happens a lot of times when you play at the rhythm of your opponent's beat, right? So Lud0wg had a lot more tanks than Matt. If he were the one to be putting in the pressure, I think it would have been a completely different story for him. But because he was just playing defensively the entire time, right?
Yeah.
While he had more tanks.
yeah. He should have maybe pushed in a little bit more. I think the threat of Mets and his GIs, paradrops, and his sentry and his
IC used on the nuke reactor there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's over. I mean, well played by Matt there.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, the Lud0wg not just maybe just a little bit. I wouldn't say scared, but a little bit cautious on Matt and his prism towers and the GI paradrops. Maybe just affected his decision making there. Just to decide not to push in right at the start. But Matt
definitely
100% out micro Lud0wg here. Albeit though, Lud0wg does have a couple veterans. The MCB still remains. He has 3k in the bank. He can rebuild. He needs a refinery. And Matt should be able to hold this with even more reinforcements coming in now that I think about it. He will be able to out-tank Lud0wg pretty easily here. Get the rest of the buildings done. This is pretty much over.
With Lud0wg, no money, no war factory, just really having to focus on rebuilding a refinery is killing him right now. Basically eliminated his chances from coming back into this game.
Yep. There you go.
And again, Matt just sniping refinery after refinery after refinery, just forcing Lud0wg to sell war factories to rebuild his refineries. He rebuilds the refinery, Matt kills the refinery again. He has, you know, he just kept them down. He kept them from trying to get up. Like, it's like pushing a guy in a fight down, and then you don't like finish him off. You just, as soon as the guy tries to get up, no, he kicks him back down. No, kick back down. No, kick back down. Yeah, I was playing Kien last night in quick match, and okay, first of all, let me just throw this out there. Kien is a really great player. I think he's better than me. And when it comes down to on RA2, we take each other. We go head to head a lot of times. You know, most times I want to say that we're literally 50-50. But when I see him play against top players, you know, S-class players, he puts on a way better match than I do. There's rare times where I like outperform my own skill, right? But for the most part, he outperforms just my skill completely. In Blitz, it's a different story. He's just an animal in Blitz. Like he's just unstoppable, right? Like he's just amazing.
Bro,
yesterday, yeah, dude, he beat everybody. Literally, Quas, Marco, he's beat everybody. But anyways, yesterday I had some good games against him. I was like, fuck, like I'm playing pretty fucking good. I'm playing Blitz. I beat him like 6-0 in Blitz or 6-1 or whatever. And I go to his Twitch afterwards and he's like, oh yeah, I'm just fooling around. I'm not playing serious. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, why can't you guys just accept the loss? Why do you guys always have to make it, you know, like, but I get it. He's better than me. Maybe he wasn't trying. Maybe he was exploring his options. We're still learning the surge map and stuff, you know, like, I get it, you know, but it's kind of sucks to say that to your opponents all the time because it just takes away from like that little victory, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's normal and it's kind of human nature to be like, there's always ego in whatever you do, and so it's kind of human nature to be like, oh, because of this and this, so I'm not taking the loss. Like, yeah, I lost basically.
But if you notice, most of the times it comes from the people that feel that they make excuses when they lose to someone who they feel they're better than. They don't make excuses most of the time when they lose to a player that's above them because they respect that player, right? Hey, I respect you. You're better than me. You got me, you know? But if you lose to someone less, it's like, oh, no, I lost because of this, you know?
We're talking about Chia and Sander. Speaking of, this build from Lud0wg, when I saw that power plant coming out, I'm like, did he meant to do that? But I guess he doesn't matter in a bigger picture, but it was a weird build from Lud0wg, and look at this aggression from Lud0wg right at the start. Matt trying to do his best. His sentry gun's coming out, but Ludo good micro to target those rhinos individually. And the miners are gonna get sniped now. Matt, can he do much with this rhino advantage? Could get some sentry guns up. It is on the way. Miner gets sniped, another one. And Ludo's gonna keep pumping those rhinos and on double gems as well.
Yeah, well played by Ludo there. It looks like Matt he didn't defend that very well. I think he could have done a little bit better.
Yeah.
Defending that, of course.
I think he's drone died as well. Didn't get in any.
Yeah, he did. I think it failed, what, like 1 or 2 times before he
Yeah.
got shot once. He didn't, yeah, it wasn't a good drone for sure.
Right.
Probably should have taken it all the way around. Sometimes when it comes like that, I feel like it's better to use the drone as more of a distraction when like your opponent's targeting the drone in front of you, you're by your base, just send the drone all the way around back to his base, and just the presence of the drone behind you just kind of keeps the opponent busy almost, you know.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
They almost have to second guess their next push, like, oh no, wait, where's the drone? Oh wait, I have to watch, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it keeps you, instead of just losing it, you know.
It's like Andy of his NGIV is doing one thing for another. Oh yeah, let's end this mission. Sorry about that. Alright, Snow Valley. Top left, bottom right, right? 2 versus 4.
Yeah, 2 is 4 is fine.
Okay.
That's good.
Just forgot. Yeah. Always forget the fucking spots.
Historically, this is supposedly one of Matt's by his, I think, mine, one of his best maps. So we should be seeing, yeah, Snow Valley. Did I say something? So if he loses here, that's gonna be a big shot.
What is so great?
It's like beating
about
a Chinese on Hex.
Yeah, what is so great about Matt's allied here on Snow Valley?
What?
What does Matt do really well in Snow Valley as allied? I have only seen Soviet here, honestly.
He kind of what we were talking about before. He's always been the type of player who plays defensively. He had before. I'm not sure what he's gonna provide today, but he has a pretty good camp, I guess I should say, like a good hold on this map where he puts himself in a really good spot where you can't basically do anything against him because he has prism towers everywhere, and he just builds up, and he just, like he did to Ludo, just a little snipe here on the left, snipe here on the right, snipe here, you know, like he utilizes this map really well.
So it's basically a DW Miller but times 100.
Yeah.
Right. I guess Snow Valley as well. There are, there's tons of valleys in the name Snow Valley. So I would think that prism towers could be really beneficial here. Choke points here and there. If Matt even moves towards the middle where the gems are, he could probably force a choke point there in the middle against Ludo. And yeah, prism towers I think will be huge here. I'm liking this build from Ludo. Immediately very aggressive down that island. Down that cliff.
Yeah, classic.
And
now, one thing to point out though, from what I've talked about Matt being like really good on this map, something to mention though, is that back in the day, in Exodus I should say, when he was actually like really good on this map, we would play without super weapons most of the time. And that's really strange actually. Not a lot of people know this, but for example, in quick match, super weapons were random, right? One game you might have them, one game you might not. It was really random, and you would only find out after the fact that you made your lab, and then you realize, oh shit, there's no super weapons today. So that's how quick match worked. And then in tournament games, because obviously your quick match rank was also, you can also play tournament games, custom games, but it was tournament mode, and it would count for your quick match rank, right? So in in tournament games, people hardly ever use super weapons. So this game, for example, is a lot different now with IC in the field, right? Because if Matt decides to camp and Ludo just builds an IC, then every couple minutes he's just gonna push in through all of that.
I
so
see.
It's a little bit different now. It's a whole different story.
Yeah, it's interesting that super weapons were random. That's that's really interesting actually. So this build from Ludo, I understand that he's going all the way there to stretch, and it's a little bit more protected behind the ore, but we don't really see that often. Players often build on the right side and then get their refiner on the other side.
That's true.
But Matt already up onto lab. Mirage's out again. Is he gonna build all the way towards the right side?
I think he's gonna eventually move. I don't think you can take too much.
Yeah.
It's inefficient to stretch all the way to the right.
Oh, I tell you what though, he can't build prism towers on that cliff in the middle, can he? If let's say Ludo does push in the area, and look at that defensive power drop as well by that choke point in middle.
Yeah, Matt's gonna have to move here pretty soon. Whether he moves to the left side to just put a closer refinery there, he may not do that. But he needs to move pretty soon because the top left, he's running out of ore out there.
Yeah, there's still an option to long distance mine on the left, but that's not really efficient.
Yeah, so either he moves MCV all the way to the right now, or he's gonna start losing money because look at Ludo's base right now. He's pretty well established. He has all right side pretty nice miners spread out, 2 miners on each little patch, pretty nice. The center, he has 3 miners doing really good work, and then look at the left side. He's already mining gems. He's way ahead of Matt in terms of expansion and everything.
Yeah, I know Matt has all 5 of his miners down towards the middle. Tell you what I like from Matt though, these defensive power drops on the cliffs is gonna be deadly. He might even just bait Ludo to push in into one of the valleys here. I think that's what he's trying to do here. Grizzlies and Mirages both set on the right and left side of that middle cliff. He might even put, I think he'll put his next power drop probably on the right cliff there where he can probably bait Ludo in. And we're seeing this split again with Grizzlies and Mirages on the left and right in different control groups. And then comes the Rocketeers again. But Matt moving is definitely an issue here. He is looking to build all the way towards the right hand side, but he's gonna have to move towards the jam patch eventually. But I don't know whether Ludo's gonna do the same thing here as he did on Heck, having a tank advantage and then not pushing in. It might look that way.
He is playing very defensively here. He basically does. He has shown no sign of trying to push up or trying to push past his center, his half, I should say. But it looks like you said on Heck, Matt has pretty good ground on the map right now where it's almost you have to question, should I push? Like you said, he has paradrops on the cliffs on the left side here. He has Mirages waiting on the left side. He has some Grizzlies on the right side, and now Mirage tanks on the right side. He can't really push down the center. He has Prisms and GI. So again, Matt showing how he can camp around this map pretty well.
Yeah, and I think Ludo is playing Matt's game right now. Matt is in the game pace. He's setting how he wants the map to be played, and I think
you know what though,
finally understand why Matt loves Snow Valley and how dominant he is. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but no, you're right. Ludo is. It can seem that he's playing Matt's game, right? Because he's forced to play defensively, but I think Ludo is just playing his game right now. Honestly, I think he chooses to play this right now because look at his stat. He has his battle lab up now. There's no reason to like push out right now, right? Once he gets his IC, he's gonna be way ahead. I feel like in terms of being able to counter anything that Matt throws at him. So he's gonna force Matt to come to him. He's gonna end up eventually having Matt come and make a mistake. Watch.
Because of that IC, right? So Matt would rather push in than wait to be hit by that IC instead of force Ludo to use it defensively. It's Kirov on the left side, a bit of a path maneuver here, trying to get down that left flank. But we saw Matt trying to push in down towards the middle, trying to stab a couple of miners here. Did get the refiner out with the Rocketeers, 1 miner AFK, and in comes Ludo pushing it out towards the middle. The GI is taking out a lot! Ludo! Oh, and he's pushing up a cliff against Mirages as well. Not a good idea.
Push there. Not a good idea at all there.
Oh my god.
I think Ludo was playing it fantastically by not pushing in, actually. I thought he was going to be patient. And wait, look at the right side too. He's pushing in. He does not want any of this. Why do you make an IC and then just go and sacrifice all your tanks if you're not going to use your IC or wait for your IC?
I mean, that's the one way to beat a camper is through your IC as a Soviet. That's how everyone beats ZW Miller, who camps like a fucking cretin in the sand. But Ludo really sort of contradicting his own playstyle. Like getting an IC up, you would think that he would use it and wait defensively, but pushes in immediately up against the GIs on the cliff. Horrible mistake. And look at that little Rocketeer army on the left side. Kirov staying still, not really moving in.
Oh, he gets spotted, and that's something that Matt does well. He can out. How do I say this? He can out-patience you. He can just sit there and not care about moving. Well, you're like, okay, what am I gonna do? You know, you almost get desperate. But yeah, Ludo definitely should have waited there for sure. At least for this IC. IC is ready up now.
Yeah, they're on that bottom right. It might be, he uses it defensively. Which is what I think Matt wanted to do.
Definitely.
And
Forcing Ludo to use the, and then look at the left side. He's pushing in with some Mirage tanks already.
Trying to get that power out, delay that I see further. Oh, the flag still gets snipes.
Yeah, there's a lot of Rocketeers coming up right now, so he needs to make some air defense here. No flak cannon, no flags coming out yet from the War Factory, so this is going to be a huge hit here with the Rocketeers.
Yeah, I think he's going to use the Mirages to delay off the Rhinos and any flag coming out. And the Rocketeers will do the damage. Matt seems like he understands Allied perfectly in this sense. Absolute understanding of the Allied faction and how to use each of them really good. You know, the Mirages on that cliff, he knows that Rhinos can't push that, Grizzlies with that speed, which is why he's putting it on the right side or on the bottom left on the heck, you know, using that speed to their advantage. This guy.
He's zooming in and out of cliffs, using the Rocketeers pretty well, because that's what the cliffs are there for, to help allies, right, in this case. Because he can just go around, and look at these flags have to go all the way around, and Rocketeers just go right through, or right over, I should say.
And I'm seeing the exact same thing on Heck here. Matt picking his targets really well. You know, refinery after refinery after refinery.
There's going to be a huge push right here for Ludo. And Matt notices he doesn't want to take it. He's going for base trade.
I think that's a good. Oh, that's so. Oh my! I was not expecting that. There's a bomb there.
He's going for the IC. He's not going to let Ludo use the IC. Is he going to use it for the IC?
Kill the flag. Kill the flag. Oh,
IC for the IC. He has no more anti-air though. The flags did die there on that push.
Yeah, it's going to sit him right on the Rhinos. He's running away though.
Oh, this is a good chance for Matt to turn around. I think it would. Oh, well, I guess running away is fine too.
Yeah,
Ludo has a lot of tanks. He's just not doing anything with them. He's kind of just, like I said, playing Matt's game.
He sees those power drops on the cliff, and you know he pulled back on one end, and then he pushes in again. Like,
he has tried. He has tried.
Yeah. 3K in the bank for Ludo, Matt, gap generators, 19K in the bank, and he's gonna try on that push on the right side again here. Hoping to see a second prism tower out from Matt. He brings in the Rocketeers to help, flags on that cliff. And again, GIs
there.
Really great.
It's always good to say what they could have and should have done, just because we are seeing it from I know it's way different when you're in the field, but in this case, when Ludo was pushing that great big push where he forced Matt to kind of base trade, I feel like Ludo shouldn't have brought all his tanks back. If anything, okay, yeah, bring some back to defend, to help you defend, right? You don't want to just give away your base like that. But you had so many tanks that you could have probably split like at least 5 or 10 tanks and just run in there to Matt's base to kind of give him some pressure, you know? You could have taken out the MCV, you could have taken out some extra miners here and there. He could have used it at least to just take the attention away from Matt from doing just whatever the hell he wants, you know? With no repercussions at all.
You know, Prism Towers is not something that I see in RA2 often. It's more of a use revenge thing. I've seen Zed use Prism Towers a lot as well. But,
yeah.
I don't know who told me this, but someone told me that it's kind of prism walking in general in R2 is a bad idea. So I don't know much because I don't play Allied in R2. I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember it was in the TV too.
It's very situational on the map and what your opponent's doing. Of course, that goes without saying. But in most cases, a prism walk, if you're prism walking, it's because you know what you're doing, and a prism walk is very fucking strong.
Yeah. I messed up the spots here. It's what's top? Set it properly. It's gonna be 3 against 4 here. Yep, 3 against 4, right?
3 or 4, 1 or 2, either one's fine. 3 or 4 is good only because you have that expansion right away.
Yeah.
But it's also pretty cool to see players kind of what they decide on how they expand later on when they're on the opposite sides.
I think 3 and 4 has pre. Oh, it doesn't have pre-cap. Okay. All right.
So Matt as allies on Poltergeist. I'm not sure how you feel about this. You stream a lot of top players play. Is this usually you think from your games that you've seen more Soviet favored or Allied favored?
I think it's definitely more Soviet favorite. We've seen in Snow Valley how Allied can abuse a map, and like you said earlier, it depends on the map, and this map specifically, low funds, low eco, not really an incentive for Soviet players to go tech unless it comes to that late game for that I see. But in other words, I think Soviet has a huge advantage here. There's no way that Allied can abuse the map, the Rocketeers and everything. Small maps, yeah. Soviet favorite. I think most definitely a Soviet favorite map here.
All right, I don't disagree 100% with you. There is some pretty nice, I guess you can say, some good Allied things that can happen from this map, right? One of them being that obviously you have that expansion there, so you can chrono all your miners back into the bottom gem patch and pick up those gems a little bit quicker. Just something that's a little bit better for Allieds here than Soviets. And then, yeah, I guess the center, you can kind of go in and out with some Rocketeers, kind of little hit and miss. But yeah, for the most part, you're probably right. This is probably more favored towards Soviets.
Yeah, and we're seeing a 0 from Matt here. AFC out immediately. Wonder if he has something up his sleeve. Lud0wwig replies, cancelling that miner, going second wall. But Matt's on 0. It's only 3 rhinos down towards the bottom, 3 grizzlies, sorry.
Did you know actually this map in particular was one of Latov's because I think he played Korea in like 2 maps. I forgot the other one. What was the other one? But this was one of them where he always picked Korea. So, and I think it's really cool because, well, you have 2 bait. Oh shit, hold on. We'll save that thought for later. Lud0wwig's coming in, 4 tanks. He has a flag.
Yeah,
they're doing a little base trade here, kind of.
On the bottom left.
That's in a better position to defend this, don't you think? Nope, but the drones are OP. Here we go.
Yeah, I think the drones will be the defending factor. That's the Rocketeer.
Lud0wwig's winning this. Lud0wwig wins this. He took out the War Factory. He's going to take out the rest of it. Matt has nothing to defend this at all anymore.
Yeah,
and his tanks are getting all droned.
Yeah, one refinery down bottom right, the last thing that he needs to defend, and yeah, it doesn't have anything. I don't understand what the 0 from Matt was, or what his idea was with that 0.
Yeah, so we talked about Lud0wwig playing Matt's game over and over, and that could have been the deciding factor there, that this time Matt didn't bait Lud0wwig into just following him around, right? Lud0wwig decided, hey, you know what? You want to play this game? I'm just going to do my thing. He went straight to Matt's base and look, it paid off, you know? He spent some drones, left some drones behind his base, and just used his tanks to go kill him, because he had the opportunity.
Ooh, Marsh. Speaking of Marsh, the dude came back like 2 months ago, and on that second month he came back, he's already top 5.
Well, to be fair.
Top 3 even.
To be fair. Marsh keeps saying that, and all credit to Marsh, he's a great player, but he's been playing. He hasn't been playing like thousands of games per month, but he's been playing for the past year or 2 every single month, just about. He has like 10 games here, 15, 20 games here, you know, like, but he's been playing, right? So when you're talking about someone being rusty, that player needs to be out of the game completely. Like, you playing 1 or 2 games every now and then, that doesn't qualify you as being rusty or out of the game. Like, you're still getting some reps in, whether you like it or not. You're still competing against top players, whether you like it or not. You may not be trying 100%.
Lud0wwig would be a good example for that. No, totally out of the game. The dude came back and literally got wrecked by Mikos.
Yeah, that was his very first series back and stuff. I think I ended up beating him myself as well during one of those series. But look at him now, right? Like, he put in his reps and everything. So.
Dude, he's rank 1. First time he's rank 1 ever since he came back.
How many games did it take him per month though? Didn't he almost get like 1,000 in 1 month?
Yeah, like, I think a couple months ago he did. He'd almost get 1,000 games. Yeah. It is nuts. Anyways, Jungle of Vietnam next. Matt probably knows it at the back of his hand. This is his favorite TV2 map, right? If I'm not wrong.
One of his favorites, I think, just by him picking them and stuff.
What is this build from Lud0wwig?
Oh, it's pretty interesting. I don't know.
No, usually that barracks will go either down the cliff or north of your MCV to go down, but I guess he's gonna try and build down another way. We'll see if that comes in as a factor. That refinery placement, I think most people often make that mistake, but people always think that, you know, that's not a good refinery placement, but I think it's kind of thinking for the future here. Oh, it looks like he does save this build anyway.
Yeah, in this case though, it might not be. If he was gonna place that refinery there, it's almost as if your next refinery should be on the second layer, right?
Yeah.
But his second refinery was just placed on the side there, so it would makes no difference. I mean, it actually makes a slight difference, not really that big. But if you really wanted to, that first refinery doesn't have to be right there. It could be closer to his gems, since the second refinery is going to be placed and then sold anyways, right?
Yeah.
So might as well place the second one even closer to your ore and then sell the first one you have.
And I think
But
because
anyways,
because he has like 4 miners on that small gem patch as well, each miner is gonna probably like dump once, so you don't need to like keep it on the as close as you can. You might just saved a little bit of time there. Looks like Ludo already building on that first level. Matt still on that second level. Lab way in the back. I love that. Just defensively. And a quick lab again here from Matt. I don't think there's been a game where he's not gone lab.
And Ludo's been doing pretty good with his Deso bombs. Last two, or the last games that he did Deso bomb, or tried, he did fail a couple times, but that huge one on the heck got tired.
Yeah.
He just didn't do anything about it. Or no, he did. I think he ended up killing the MCV after that, right? Something like that.
Yeah, he pushed on the right side, yeah.
Yeah, so Ludo, he's a little dangerous with those Deso bombs. Matt's gonna have to be very careful here when he does bring out those mirages out there.
A difference in playstyle that we're seeing here, Ludo actually being aggressive for once. Not necessarily out-tanking, but you know, we saw in Hackers on Snow Valley he was playing a little bit more defensively, but he wants to be aggressive now. Looks of it, got double wall, and I'm not sure how aggressive he can be on that cliff. The Mirages just snap a couple of rhinos. It's gonna be hard to be aggressive against Matt on jungle, especially the cliffs and the GIs, and we're already seeing 2 pillboxes there. You know Matt wants to go defensive.
Yeah, he even got his ore purifier now. He's gonna be pretty fucking well off now with this eco. He's sitting on 4K. Still one war factory. Ludo on 3. That definitely does mean that Matt will have to make at least the second one. Only because I mean, those Mirage tanks, if you're gonna play defensively, and then Prism Towers, I mean, you can definitely defend well enough against 3 wards, but I don't think that's something that you want to like risk, especially when you have the eco, right? Like, just make another war factory and just pump out some more, since Ludo might just out tank you here.
That's that paradrop on the bottom. Yeah. I think Matt might is he trying to replicate, like I know on top right you can put your paradrop on that cliff and then you might snipe a couple miners. I'm not sure whether this thing can be applied to his bottom right. But there's a desert bombing coming now from Ludo again. And Prism
here we go. Prism towers are starting to come out. I think Matt, if he plays it anything like I assume he's going to play, he's just going to keep stretching. Oh, here comes the Deso bomb. Matt knows. Oh, huge on his own tanks though. Does not get good value that time. He does out tank.
I think that's a good. I don't think that's a good trade for Ludo there. The Deso bomb failed miserably.
That's game right there. Honestly, if I was Ludo, I think I would just quit. Only because, yeah, you can probably defend here for a long time. And yeah, if I wasn't playing against Matt, I'd say, hey, maybe there's a chance for coming back.
Yeah.
But once Matt gets ahead of you like this, I don't think he's gonna be making many mistakes.
Yeah, against a camper like this, it's gonna be hard to get back that lead that you had. And Matt should have
he never even really had a lead to begin with. You know, like he has what, 6 tanks right now. Yeah, this is just gonna be one of those games that drags on, and we already know the winner.
I would think that Ludo will actually try to push down towards the middle, get some eco. Or let's see this spy going down to the bottom right. Ludo does see it. It's gonna look to be deployed on the barracks.
Yeah, he gets the barracks.
So you're gonna have veteran Rocketeers incoming.
Here comes another Deso bomb.
Ooh, nice. A little bit more effective there.
Yeah, a little bit better.
No ITR.
Still, I don't think it's paying off for him this much, because those Deso bombs, they're actually pretty expensive too. If you're not hitting the Mirage tanks as like good as you're supposed to, which is just popping them basically, they become pretty pricey, and it almost backfires on you. It's a double-edged sword, right? Like, hey, yeah, utilize them. It's gonna be really good, really effective against those Mirages. But if you die, if you lose them, that's pretty expensive. You know, like, it's a lot of money just down the drain.
And it's like
where you could be at least making an IC perhaps, instead of so many Deso bombs. If you're failing so many Deso bombs, I should say.
It's like 4 or 5 desos plus a flag that is almost guaranteed to die. But
Yeah.
Ludo's still holding on. Matt definitely does have a lead here. I'm liking the corners right in front. Rocketeers are in the back and chased by 1-2 single flag. He doesn't spend towards top right, so more eco for him, but I'm not sure how much he can hold here. Matt definitely has a better hold. Prism Towers double up the range and lead Rocketeers.
Blazer, if you look at Ludo's cash right now, he has $0.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm referring to. That, yeah, it may not be... if you compare it to 4 rhinos, oh, it's Desos. Who cares about, you know, like, it's just 4 rhinos. Like, yeah, but you're losing them over and over. Like, you're just kind of throwing them. If you're not getting effective value out of them, then they are literally becoming just a burden to you. Because look at Ludo has 0 money. Those 4 extra tanks could have actually done a little bit more than just sacrificing 4 Desos.
If he didn't probably, or maybe if he didn't sort of waste or
Look
get
at
a
the pair, by the way,
Deso.
on the top.
Yeah.
They all coming in elite.
If that Deso bomb worked out a little bit better, he might have been able to get that ref up a lot quicker, you know, save his eco a little bit more. Also, he didn't expand. He expanded pretty late, didn't he? Like quite late there. Minus the kill Mirage just so easily, dude. But boy, yeah, I love Ludo's mentality here, not really giving up and still putting in a fight. It is kind of inevitable though. I mean, look at Matt's build up on the cliff. It's gonna do a reverse build down bottom left with a chrono. How can Ludo get back from this? I don't think he can, but if he is to get back from this, it will probably be a big fuck up from Matt somehow. He is not stopping the production of these Rocketeers at all.
I'm trying to put myself in like the best case scenario here for Ludo, and the only way that he can come back here probably is if he actually gets one good Deso bomb, and then somehow effectively gets an IC, and then is able to push, because not only does Matt have Mirage tanks, he has a shitload of Rocketeers, he has Prism Towers, he has Gap Generators. You can't just push in willy-nilly, you know? Like, even if you get the best Deso bomb right now, even if you, like, just kill every single Mirage there is, it's still going to be really hard to fucking push in and end them.
Yeah, and there's the Rocketeers, the Prism Towers to deal with, and a constant pumping of power drops everywhere as well. Look at those Rocketeers, man. And the Rockets could probably click the flags if Ludo doesn't micro them. And he's still holding on. Like you said, Matt has a lot of patience. And we know Soviet players
demoralizing for the Soviet player.
Yeah, exactly. I would just quit out if I was Ludo, you know. And mentality is a big thing. And even though he is holding on here, it's kind of maybe tiring him out a little bit. You know, save the mental capacity for the later game where you might have a better chance.
I would say the same thing, MJ. Probably, you know what? Hey, why do I need all the extra stress for this game? Let's just call it quits and go to the next game. Just start fresh, you know? 0-0 again. Let's go.
Yep.
This is just gonna give Ludo this, like, almost like, oh fuck, there's literally nothing I can do. This guy's so good, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god, the
comes
Chrono.
out, takes out some rhinos.
I would not be mad if Matt said just quit, really. or as Andy says, this is where you retire. Look at this setup from Matt, Jesus. Where has he been all this time? We needed a good ally, and he is a great ally. Why have I not thought of him at all? I always thought he was just a comparative 2v2 and not care about 1v1s, but I want to see more of him now.
Dude, Matt's a top player, I'm telling you, dude. He's like easily way above all the A-. Easily.
I definitely agree with you.
Probably in like the top 5 in the A+.
You know what I would love to see? Him versus Frank in RA2.
Well, you know what? From what I've seen in quick match chat, just like the little second that I looked at, it looks like Marsh and Matt might be a really fucking hot match right there.
Yeah.
Except Matt's trying to get Matt to put in $200 of his own. $200 versus $200.
Oh dear. Yeah, and yeah, we put Matt in B class because of let off, fuck off. Because like I don't know, I didn't know he was this good. I know he was good in TV2s, but in 1v1s, oh my god, dude.
It's this style that annoys me the most, to be honest,
Yeah.
because this is his style right here. You know, like, dude, go finish him. Nope, I'm just gonna stay here and let the guy kill himself over and over and over and over. You know.
I think that's a great thing to do, man. Sort of defeats the entire mentality. Chrono's a minor. God damn, dude.
Yeah, Balance. That's a good point too. Some of these players that got class as well as some of them don't play as much as like others competitively or show matches or quick match and stuff. Which is surprising that Frank got such a high ranking. I mean, we all know he's a great player and everything, but he hasn't really been playing many show matches as of late. You know, still his ranking is appropriate. I still think that Frank's probably one of the best Allied players out there for sure, hands down.
Is he known as the godfather of Allied?
Yeah, he's super fucking good. And then Cruiser, another one that he doesn't really play much anymore. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we'd have to see a lot more of him to actually accurately place him somewhere. And then Marsh as well was a big one that I thought was, hopefully this doesn't come off wrong. Marsh is a great, fantastic Allied player. You know, like I feel like he would probably end up where he's at right now, where you guys place him, I should say. But I don't think he's there yet because he hasn't played half the freaking people. He hasn't played many S-class players. He hasn't played many A-class players. His ranking last month, and I know Blazer touched on this, and it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not that Marsh was avoiding other players. Don't get me wrong. Marsh, he's always up for a challenge, and he'll always play anybody. But his ranking isn't a representation of his skill for last month. You know, like he didn't play many top players to say that, oh shit, like he earned his top 3 spot. Can he be top 3? Maybe, you know. But did he earn it last month like that? Yeah. Well, he played the quick match. Did he play a lot of top players? No, he didn't. By top players, we're talking about Quas, Laptop, Legend, players like this, you know.
It's like Osama getting top 10 by sniping the lower ranked players, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
it's a similar thing.
Like that sometimes. But not that Marsh did it on purpose. Marsh was just playing whoever was on the line, and that's just the outcome of what happened. Marsh is a great, excellent player, top Allied player for sure. So, full respect, honestly. I just think that sometimes some of the rankings is pretty hard to just place people just willy-nilly like that.
It's impossible, dude. It's
I know,
really freaking impossible. We're gonna offend someone one way or another. That's why the fucking thing was like 3 hours long. The show match was about an hour and a half long. And then the rest of the 3.5 hours were just us blabbering about who's better than who. Alright, finally called GG.
And Matt showed no signs of wanting to go and finish him off. He just kind of just sniping things left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He sent his entire Grizzly group. I was like, yeah, he's definitely showing signs of wanting to end this game.
Yeah. It's entertaining. 3-3 currently. Yeah, that is very true. It also sometimes kind of depends on. It's like whenever I can play, it's usually when Miller's on, because my time zone is time zone is really far ahead. You know, I'm +8 GMT, so whenever I can play, Miller's on. So most of the time when I play QM, he's on. So and I'm a much better player than him. So it's most of my games are against him. I have an 80% win rate in QM because the only people that I match are Miller and maybe Upper Drop Larry, who gives me.
Fuck it, hey, take what you can, huh?
Exactly. So, yeah, QM ranks maybe not the most accurate ones. Alright, we're on to Country Swing here, and I don't know if you agree with me, I fucking hate Country Swing.
Yeah, I've never really been the biggest fan.
I do not like Country Swing. I don't know why I still the map pool. I guess some people do really like it, but this seems kind of a boring map. The first 5 to 6 minutes are just miners and war factories. Even if you're Allied or Soviet or fucking Yuri in this case.
I'll tell you what, MJ. This version, this edit of the map where it opens it up and gives it the sides and everything, it's better. It's arguably it's really hard for me to say this because I like certain aspects of the original one, which is that ore runs out and you're left with whatever units you had. Like you can't just keep building 1,000 war factories and 1,000 drones and just continue building, you know? Like your ore runs out. You have to play kind of smart and say, I'm gonna build this army, and that's all you can build. You know, like you have to choose your army, whether you're going multi-wars and then following it up with some IC. You can't just do it willy-nilly on the original because you'll run out of ore, especially from topside. Well, I'm not sure if we're talking about the original, you know, topside had little less ore than the bottom side. So you had to play smart and you had to know what you were going to build. That's something that I liked about the original CS. Something I completely disliked was that it was super campy, right? There's only 3 spots that you can go through. And really the center was like the best spot that you can push through because the other choke points were really tiny.
Yeah.
So if you tried forcing your way through that, you were just going to really die, you know? So a lot of games lasted super long, and keep in mind, again, a lot of the times in Xwis, we played without super weapons. So imagine how campy it would be, not being able to push because there's all these desolators and all these things in front of you and not being able to IC anything, right? So that's one of the reasons why I like this one more than the other one, just because it opens it up. But again, it goes back to now you can build a shitload of war factories, build a shitload of IC, you got extra ore patches, you got some gems on the side, you know, like it's just one of those other maps now, just like the rest of them.
And another question I would shoot to you is, Country Sing is a campy map, and Matt is a campy player. So why doesn't he go allied here? What is with this Soviet pick from Matt? Is it because Soviet triumphs on this map that greatly?
I don't think this one's favors allied that much, to be honest. Even if it could be a little campy, especially on this version. Like I said, it has more spots to push in, like what he's doing right now. Ludo pushing in on the left side. Doesn't have to go through any really like big choke point, you know. He can just go through the side and that's it. More spots for Matt to spend money on to try to camp.
Yeah,
I should put it that way.
Alright, let's look at bottom left here. Ludo being aggressive again. For triple wall from both players. Yep. Ludo building. Matt did move his MCV. I wonder if he's gonna try to get a minus snipe here, or is he just pushing aggressively to sort of buy time for something else? I don't see anything else in the map at the moment, but oh man, just pushing back a little bit here. Miner almost got sniped. Oh, but that's great micro from Ludo.
Nice control. Yeah.
Oh my god, Matt. He's gonna get another miner down here. 2 miners down. And Ludo's gonna get the hell out of dodge, but I think that's a good trade there. 2 miners on a fresh all patch.
Yeah. 6 miners left for Matt. Meanwhile, Ludo is on, it looks like 8, 9? Jesus
9,
Christ,
think,
yeah. 9 miners. So, yeah, Ludo super far ahead, only on miner production right now. But Matt has a couple he has 4 war factories, so he pumps out a couple miners right away, actually.
Yeah, pretty
so
quickly.
you've seen him back on 9 miners now.
Yeah, and he
immediately comes back.
I think he sort of predicted that miner will probably die, so he immediately queued up 2 miners and then got up to rhinos at the start.
Yeah, so that did cancel his tank production, and Ludo is not letting him breathe here. He just comes straight back in. It looks like it's going to be pretty hard for Ludo to push into this now, since they both have a pretty good amount of tanks now and some nice amount of fodder. Matt now on his 5th war factory.
I think so far in the SVS matches, Ludo has been sort of on the edging Matt, god damn it.
He's being a little bit above Matt, huh?
Yes.
I know what you mean.
Edging Matt, that's the wrong term to use. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure I know what edge that means, actually. It's not, yeah. I was like, wait, hold on. We're talking about the right edging? Oh man.
You know, I thought Matt would make
your mind?
I thought Matt would make the 2 miners on the left side. It looks like he only made 1 miner from the war factory down bottom left, not 2. But I'm liking the stretch from Ludo. Really liking the stretch.
Yeah. Ludo lost a lot of fodder there, so I think that made him go back. I still think he's a little bit ahead on his tank production, though. Oh, here we go, Matt. I love when Matt starts doing crazy things. He has 4 tanks. I don't think he sees the miner on the gems, or else he'd be focusing on that miner.
Yeah.
He's gonna go sack. Oh no, he goes back.
I think they're
trying to catch Ludo off guard here. Yeah, he definitely doesn't see that miner on the gems. Uh-oh, look at the center. He's gonna get caught out of position.
Oh, tons of drones though on the right side.
Not that bad. Actually, Ludo loses 1 tank on that exchange. Matt trying to drone Ludo. Ludo already has a depot out though. Matt sends his drones. 1 gets in. Not.
That's wasted.
Not worth it at all.
Yeah.
The miner's just gonna get instantly repaired. Oh, drone's glitched.
Eh. I mean, yeah, we see that pretty often. We've seen drones just sort of stop while they're on the way to wherever they're going pretty often, so I'm not too sure on that. Ed, I don't know if you lost. Okay, you're back. Okay, you're there. Look at Matt here pushing down that top right side. Gonna stop a couple miners here, Ludo. Is he gonna push forward?
I feel like Matt needs a couple of desolators here, man. Only because he's completely out-tanked, but he has a good split on the right side. The desos are just gonna help hold. Meanwhile, his split does all the damage here.
Yeah, I think Ludo
because
will
if
have.
he doesn't, Ludo's just gonna overwhelm him here.
Yeah. Yeah, good drones from Ludo as well, pushing back. No glitch drones this time. The miners are there. Will help us a little bit of fodder, but I think Ludo, as he's shown earlier, he can micro these away.
Yeah, that miner fodder huge for Matt here.
This is not enough, is it?
I think it might actually be enough to hold him down. And the thing is, if Matt was actually using his tanks on the split side to continue killing miners, this would have been in favor of Matt.
Yeah.
But the fact that Matt kind of just slept with those tanks on the top side, I think that's what's going to cause him to lose this game, because now he's left with no miners, and Ludo on the left side still has 6 miners technically. The 2 of them are mining nothing, but the 4 on the left side, they're still mining efficiently. Super nice.
Yeah.
So,
I think Ludo
he's going to be able to...
Ludo was hoping to maybe snipe 1 or 2 miners along the way when he was on the exit there. But a miner on bottom left does survive. Does get a couple reinforcements. Matt did have a couple of rhinos top right. I think they got droned. And now I think Ludo can regroup.
Those tanks just kind of sat there AFK for a little bit. One or two tanks got droned and they were just jumping on him. So yeah, this game's over here. Looks like Ludo takes this one. Pretty nice match, 3-4, huh? I know I'm calling it early, but I'm just trying to be realistic. I don't know, man. We've seen worse. I don't know. These drones are game changers, and Matt is spamming drones, so I don't know, man. You know what? Maybe I should take it back.
I don't. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit too early to call. Both players have a good number of rhinos. You know, Ludo still has 1 AFK miner, but 3 active miners. Matt only has 1 active miner. And they lead down the bottom left.
This is Ludo's game to throw. I'll say it like that.
Yeah,
Not over yet, but Ludo's game to throw.
Yeah. Definitely looks that way. He's trying to push in along here. Is Matt still spamming drones? Oh, he's gonna call it quits. Okay. Yeah. Not even a GG. So SVS Ludo still triumphs 4-3 now the score. Oh, we can compare the spots. Zed currently, yes. If Matt is here. I think, like, noob Matt, not pro Matt. I think I would prefer spot 2, to be honest, the bottom spot. Because they're a lot closer.
2 is top side.
Okay, then I prefer spot.
But you want bottom, yeah. Bottom.
Yeah, so I prefer the bottom spot primarily because they're a lot closer to your expansion on the right hand side. I mean, more often than not, we do see the top players are rushing in, killing that power drop immediately from the bottom player. And I don't know, I just feel like bottom is a lot more compact, and you can build up your way, you know, for a spot, the top spot. You're already there, you have to build on that pre-cap. If you don't build on that pre-cap, you're pretty much done over. In the bottom spot, if you don't build on that pre-cap oil, that pre-cap airdrop or airport, you're kind of fine. Because you do have like 1, 2, 3 patches that you can build from. So, I don't know, it's kind of tight, but I think I prefer the bottom spot.
Eco-wise, just straight up eco. Bottom side's a lot better.
Yeah.
If you notice, Ludo's gaining his gems right there, right now, right? He puts his war factory just where he put it, and now he can put a refinery on the top side. Now he's gonna get those gems. That's 2 patches of gems just without doing anything, really, you know? And then you're gonna go on his oil on the right side, and then he has another patch of gems without really using a lot. Now, if you look at the top side, he has 1, 2 patches of gems that he can get like pretty early on. I don't know, not many people get the cliff gems, if you know what I'm talking about. The ones that are just kind of scattered. Not a lot of people place a refinery up there for whatever reason, but it looks like Matt placed his refinery pretty nice so that he can actually end up going up there. But again, the gems are a little more scattered. I feel like bottom side just eco-wise is a little bit better. If we're looking at vulnerabilities, I feel like top side has a lot more vulnerabilities. So Ludo's oil on the back right is super secured, right?
Yeah.
His gems on the back side of the map are super secured, right? Whereas Matt, his airport is in the front, his gems are in the front. He has nothing in the back that he has to defend. You know, there's no target out there. So
Ludo already stole Matt's oil. Look at that, and I don't think Matt's gonna try and get it back here. Oh, maybe he is. Nope, he's definitely killing it. Yeah, that's immediately proves our point at bottom. Might be a better spot. Top left, very vulnerable. Kind of a little bit far. But we did see Matt go 0 here. He tried to push along and think wanted to get the airport out of the way. And the power drop out of the way, but Ludo kind of just pressured on him. And Ludo already expanded onto his bottom right. And not the airdrop. Airdrop? Fucking power drop. Airport. It's gonna get hit.
We're all fucked, man. We're all fucked up right now.
yeah.
So that airport is a huge hit for Matt. Takes that paradrop away from Ludo is huge, but I feel like that oil hit was, oh man, Ludo just going in. I don't think he did that on purpose. Oh, he was getting hit on the bottom side. Looks like his refinery is being repaired. I missed that. Another thing, by the way, to point out, look at the left, bottom left. There's a hospital that Ludo can build off. There's some gems just around the corner there. On the flip side, if you look at the hospital on the top right, notice how far those gems are compared to the one on the bottom left. You know, from the hospital itself. I feel like topside just it has everything bottom has, except a little harder to get these things. You know.
And that's what I really love about this match. It's kind of hectic, it's kind of chaotic, and I think that's what brings the best type of games, and especially in RA2, everything's so quick, so so fast.
Asymmetrical maps.
Yeah. And again, Matt, look at that power drop on that cliff. Ludo's gonna run away from it. Very lovely, and he has that refinery on that cliff as well. I think Ludo's probably ahead in the sense of eco and everything, but Matt's putting up a really good fight here. Sort of outmaneuvering Ludo wherever he goes, trying to get the Rockies, take care of that barracks, and now he goes up to that cliff. He can't sit on that cliff. He's gonna stop a couple mines along the way here. Ludo trying to detour his rhinos. Might try to make a run for it.
By Matt there. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse for him. I didn't think he was gonna get the 2 miners.
Yeah.
He did get both of them, but he loses just about all of his tanks. This is gonna be actually a lot easier hold than I thought. It looks like a lot of Ludo's tanks are smoking in the back here. He has 3 or 4 that are about to pop. Matt does have reinforcements in his base, plus a paradrop, so not something he should be too scared of.
Yeah, and I think this is where Matt's hold might get tested a little bit here. Ludo smoking rhinos. Possibility of an elite coming out as well. But the pillboxes,
got another paradrop there to help. Pillboxes coming out left and right.
Hey,
all these tanks are smoking. Look at this.
They're gonna fall down. I think Matt's just gonna run all the way in, but not like that though. Oh my god, that power drop might be last saving grace there, Matt. Nothing else happening everywhere.
One war factory out. He needs to kill that promoted tank. It's gonna become elite. And that's gonna be a freaking. Oh, there you go. There you go. Finally.
But he doesn't have a war factory though. The only war factory is by that power drop. It's just a little bit too far. Ludo's gonna take care of that barracks. No more prisms. No more prism towers. Yes, and no more pillboxes. This tank lead from Ludo. Might it be that his movement to his bottom right?
Usually we'll see the allied player kind of push into the Soviet tanks to try, well, not push into the Soviet tanks themselves, but kind of push into their army to try to snipe those flags. Because Matt had a couple of Rocketeers that could have definitely helped him, but he just played back, and that flag survived the entire battle. Like that flag should have died a long time ago.
No, it's elite. This will definitely be. This will be the first time where someone lost their map pick. And Ludo.
Is this the first one? Yeah.
Yeah, Matt picked Tiger Bay, and he's now down 2 points. What a showing there from Ludo.
That was a lot of tanks that Matt ended up losing for those 2 miners there. It seemed like it was just too
Yeah,
much then.
that maneuver around that cliff, all the way around the water, and then down back in Ludo's base. Maybe not the best choice. And we're now on match point.
Player defeated.
Here we go, Pirate Bay. Left versus right, allied up against Soviet. We're on match point here. Amazing fucking series we've seen so far. An hour and a half long. But these guys. Yeah? What?
Damn, time flies when you're having fun. Huh?
Yeah, an hour and a half long. This is what I love about RA2 show matches. They take a very long time. Each game takes quite a long time, but they're so entertaining to watch. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Yuri show matches are kind of repetitive over and over again. Especially with the sort of YVS with the IC drones and everything. It's one of the reasons why I prefer RA2 show matches.
Yeah, I feel like Yuri definitely produces a little more campy games than it does on Red Alert 2. Which, well, especially if you're playing as Yuri faction, those games, tend to take a little longer than your average Red Alert 2 game.
Yeah.
But hey, some of them come out to be really entertaining. I know that Andy and Legend have put on some pretty good shows,
absolutely.
then again, if they're putting on the same show every day, though, it's sometimes just I've seen this, seen that. I'm not, I don't know, whatever, you know.
Yeah, what I like about it, it's do we?
Mad, by the way.
No, what is this refinery from Matt? Straight up in the middle, nothing to defend
no
against
given.
it.
He said, I'm just gonna go take a little small load out there.
Because I know you can place a refinery in the middle if you spawn on the right side. If you just plant a refinery, or sorry, a barracks by that paratrop against that cliff, you can put a refinery down the cliff. But I don't think you can on the left
Fun
side.
fact, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of the Chinese players do it.
Oh, nice.
That was, I think, towards the late in the game, but that was a really weird refinery placement. I guess he just wanted to get a little bit of an extra gem boost, which he did. Because he did manage to microwave all the way back. And he was going to sell that ref anyway. So,
it's funny, every time you bring up, like, Yuri or Red Alert 2, like all the fanboys start coming out, both left and right, from Red Alert 2 and Yuri. No, Yuri is better. No, Red Alert 2 is better. No, Yuri is so much better and entertaining. No, Red Alert 2 is much entertaining. Like, it's a never-ending thing. Soviets are OP, or Soviets are not OP. Oh! You know, like it never stops. Just say it, and you'll get the same people that come out and say the same stuff.
Yeah, I think Adi was just kind of lurking, and then suddenly he just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Pedro on top left there just get taken up by both players. Also worth to note, Matt is America, so he does have that double paradrap. And seeing as though he's a master and a serial camper, you can see paradraps everywhere here, on the cliffs, by choke points. It's probably going to try and get some geographical sort of dominance over the small little areas of the map with those paradraps as well. Something that we see Frank do really well, especially in 2v2s.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest highlights from Matt's gameplay, this series at least in particular, that his paradrops have actually been really on point. You know, he doesn't really sacrifice too many of them, you know, like most of them are pretty key spots in the maps.
Speaking of paradrops, his paradrop just died. And I thought it was going to push all the way through. Looks like he's not. A lab out from Matt. Very nicely protected behind that hut, or behind that barn. Hopefully we don't see any barn winners today. Got double wall for Ludo. Ludo again being aggressive. I like it, but so far map picks have gone their way, so Matt's map pick has been one so far, except for that Tiger Bay game. Might we see a repeat here? So we're not seeing any tech yet from any of the players, except for from Ludo, sorry. Matt already on lab tech, he spamming out the mirages. Not seeing any naval yet.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the freaking airport go down. That's actually pretty big for Ludo taking the airport, because those paradrops, like we talked about, they've been pretty nice for Matt.
Yeah, I mean, look along the top here. Paradrops can single-handedly hold off rhinos for a couple of seconds, and that couple of seconds will help you get mirages, and just like literally what's happening on top here.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you question whether you should push through those GIs or not. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
maybe I'll hold back. You know, like just having that paradrop there is super nice, super key.
Especially, I say again, especially in Yuri's where GIs are so OP. You can rinse your entire army if you don't alter properly. Yeah, steroid. I'm liking this.
Look at that naval yard from Ludo. I think I heard something come out. I'm assuming it's sub. Yeah, I don't think he make a squid. Squid can get easily countered by allied naval.
He also doesn't have a lab, so he can only make subs.
True.
Then dolphins coming out from Matt.
I'm surprised Matt has not made a Harrier. Usually, what's his face is usually just protecting his what's it called? His tanks with one flak per army. Look at the top side. Look at the bottom side. One flak. If Matt just makes a Harrier, just one Harrier, he can easily just keep sniping those flaks out.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that. I thought Ludo did that purposely. He clicked somewhere.
Oh, he keeps TTing. He's TTing his tanks. And that's what's happening here. When he TTs his top tanks, he's accidentally clicking his bottom tanks, not wanting to move them. And then he goes and does it the same thing. He needs to get away from TT in this particular map, because that happens to me a lot too. And it's so annoying.
Yeah, I think Ludo plays on quite a small resolution as well. Yeah, look at that. Even that single rhino getting TT there down the bottom. Ludo does make a breakthrough of somehow, but more mirages coming will slowly push it off.
Look at the paradrop by Matt as well in Ludo's oil. Just idle for now. I don't know if he's going to react here soon, but it looks like Ludo sees it before Matt does.
There's that I see. Oh god. Yeah, I thought Ludo did that purposely when he was pushing in there. That two rhinos that pushed along the other side actually squished a good number of GI, so I thought he sacrificed them. But look at Ludo long distance mining those gems. Paradrop does survive top right and does take out that oil.
Oh, he might be able to just at least harass that war factory as well with those two GIs. Just kind of get Ludo's attention there.
The lab.
Oh.
Nice.
Huge hit. Ludo does have his IC already though, so that does put a timer on Matt. Matt now being more proactive, coming out of his base and pushing out with some Grizzlies and Mirage tanks. He's going to do the same thing as he did before. He's sending out all of his Grizzly tanks, keeping his Mirage tanks behind. Ludo out tanks him though, so Matt needs to be careful. And also, if Ludo starts spamming drones, don't take the base trade. We've seen it happen before. Just run away, go back home.
Oh,
Ludo.
nice.
Sacrificed half his army there onto those Mirage tanks.
Still long distance mining along the top here. Rocketeers running rampant everywhere. Flag coming out.
Yeah, Rocketeers are harassing the top side pretty nice. Ludo still doesn't have Desos, right? I don't think he has any Deso bombs.
Zero Desos.
IC is ready.
Ooh, Chrono.
Chrono's into the IC. The IC gets used. Oh, this has to be huge by Ludo here. Which could be, by the way, because he has a lot of tanks here.
Yeah, and I think that he can run over those GIs as well. Ludo, if he micros, Prism Tower out for Matt.
Prism Tower, huge help there for Matt.
Yeah, I think Ludo does win this engagement. He can snipe that MCV. That'll be huge.
That Prism, I feel like, did wonders there.
Yeah, he got it. He absolutely got that MCV out of the way, but how much did he lose?
Everything.
Exactly.
At what cost? Yeah, everything.
He lost that IC, he lost the war factory, he lost the refinery, he lost that lab.
Yeah.
He does have eco. But I think Matt will be able to survive a little bit longer here. All I think Ludo needs to do now is just snipe that lab, but you have to get through
Matt,
so much.
Yeah, and Matt has literally every building he needs already.
Yeah.
Like, he has a lab, he has AFC, he has Chrono, he has, he literally has everything. He could have just sold the MCV if he really wanted to, and he would have just, either way, he's fine. He has everything he needs. Whereas Ludo, he's left without an IC, which was going to be like his game decider on.
Yeah. And now the aircraft carriers are coming out. This is going to be hard for Ludo. Yeah, War
Here
Factory's
comes the
gonna
OP
get
miners
sniped.
though. OP miners could make a difference here, possibly. I've seen it happen before.
If they're microed correctly. Where's that going?
Yeah, and they're so hard to micro. Goddamn, these miners are so annoying.
What
Moving
is-
forward, they go backwards.
Double aircraft carriers. Chrono's ready. Ludo's gonna have to keep moving. Oh, the miners!
Matt said, nope, no OP miners for you. Get out.
Let us go for a swim. And Ludo's left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rhinos, 9 and counting against prisms. A handful of mirages, a squadron of GIs, a battalion of GIs, and a handful of rocketeers. And up against 2 aircraft carriers.
Is pretty freaking hard for Ludo to come back.
Yep.
From what we see here, it's going to be difficult for him to push through this. He is prepping a Deso bomb, it looks like, on the back end of things. So if this is his last chance, last shot, this Deso bomb is either make it or break it, because that's it.
Yeah.
You lose this Deso bomb, and then you know what? These Prism tanks are just going to destroy those Desos. I feel like Prism tanks do wonders against Deso bombs.
Does 4 prisms one-shot a flag track is my next question.
I guess we're going to find out here. These 4 or 5 prisms are going to have to do wonders here.
Oh!
Ooh. Does get it down. Not at the center of Matt's army though, so Matt was easily able to just micro his tanks out of the radiation. Some of them got hit, some of them popped, some of them are weak, but he still has the army nonetheless. And
Yeah.
I think that one is the final nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, what's this? It's a good attempt by Ludo. But again, he was in his own radiation and yeah, not enough. The prisms with that range did all the work there.
That was his only shot, so.
Yep. 5-4. Still going.
Not bad.
Gosh.
Who was it that he was playing against? I don't know, I forgot. He was picking like strictly Soviet maps when like if he would lose a game or two, he would pick strictly Soviet maps, which is obviously a smart choice to do, you know.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, you see the Allied players, and they're not picking maps like Depth Charge, Alaska.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're still picking maps that are playable, like Tiger Bay, easily playable by both. Soviet Snow Valley, easily playable by both. You know what I mean? And then Soviets is like, oh, let's play Little Big Lake, meat grinder, motherfucker. You know, like that.
Yeah. I think that's like when you say map picks are really important. I think that's where the ability to play both Allied and Soviet come in, which I think Ludo can do really well. I think Ludo has a better Soviet than Matt, and I think Matt has a better Allied than Ludo. That proves to can be argued. But
Before
I think
this series, I was gonna say, you know what, that's arguably that's probably debatable.
Yeah.
But given this series, yeah, like you said earlier in the CS game, Ludo has been one-upping Matt's Soviet in this series. So yeah, we can comfortably say that Ludo's Soviets are actually a little bit better than Matt's, at least according to this series and how it's been playing. So
yeah, we haven't seen Ludo go Allied at all today. This is Matt's the one that's been succumbing to the Soviet supremacy. But it's
Soviet supremacy, yeah.
Let's look at this micro from Matt. Is he gonna be able to? Ludo's body blocking that war factory. That's why Matt's war factory is far ahead.
It actually is a huge block. Depending on what people would like to do in this map, some players actually voluntarily put their war factory at the very front already, as it is. I typically like to put my war factory where the second refinery is not placed right now, so that we can easily build down, you know.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if that was like intentional by Matt or if he actually got pushed by that dog, but I think it was actually the dog, because even that second refinery is not well placed.
Yeah.
He's still gonna have to build like another building before it even gets down.
Probably build 2 buildings there. I think by that point, most of the gems I would have been already mine. Look at Matt's pressure on the right side. Ludo sleeping.
Yeah, he gets droned though. His tank got droned. I think he realizes it at the back end of things. Okay, yeah, he has the sentry gun ready for it. Look at Matt. He did place another refinery, and he put it on the top side. He still could not get down. That's an interesting. Oh, Matt going in. Targets the miner. The drone targets the miner as well, but unfortunately, the second sentry behind the first one there. Did snipe the drone.
I think
not targeting.
I think Ludo is gonna go all in here. The same thing, oh, not anymore, but the same thing he did previously where he had a Rhino advantage against Matt, and he just constantly microing.
Matt's gonna take the base trade. Matt wants. And here's Ludo again, always playing into Matt's game, right? Like we see Ludo is, I think that's one of his weakest things. I feel like a lot of times we see him kind of ahead, but he still always plays. I mean, Matt really fucked that one up right there. I think we're gonna have to call it a good game right there.
Oh boy. Yeah,
but still, what I meant to say was Ludo could have sent like all of his tanks back again, and then left 2 tanks at Matt's miners. You know, he doesn't always have to bring his entire army back.
Yeah. We've seen Matt do that a lot actually. So splitting off and look at Matt pulling away all those rhinos. Matt had a really good start there. Sniped one miner away and was sort of putting on the pressure onto Ludo, but it's a little bit of a time control mess up there and sort of put him down a little bit. And see
quick
QM. Oh dear, Ludo, yeah, huge run advantage. Matt's not gonna come back out of this alive. He's broke as well.
Yeah, that's good games. Well played by Ludo there.
Just a little bit of patience. Few weeks of QM and you won't have these free wins anymore, says Matt. Fighting words. Alright, we're on to game number 11. Sorry, that's it. Sorry.
Wait, that was
that was it. My bad. That was it.
No, I was gonna say, hell yeah, let's get another one going. Fuck it.
GG's. Matt saying I love a little. I love to see that. GG's, bro. That was intense. Oh my god.